Well, I dreamed I saw the knights in armor saying
something. Let's talk about boys versus girls. Now, I'm a father of a son. He's giving me everything I can handle. Not really sure if I'm ready for the female side of it. But I've always spoken to him, even when he was a child, as he was an adult who understood as an adult without having to put adult content in it. And I just kind of leveled him up as he went along. I, probably like Mr. Barcliff, have no idea how to deal with a little girl. I will watch all my nephews. I can handle 12 of them at a time. One niece, and I'm asking for supervision. So what is the difference when it comes to having that talk? Is there a line that is to be drawn from when I have the talk with the male versus when I have the talk with the female?
You know, it is a difference, unfortunately. Society is not equal in any area. And I can remember when my son started dating, it was never even an issue or a real conversation. It was, oh, you want to take a girl out? Okay, you better have your money. But for my daughter, it's apprehension, it's fear, it's anxiety, it's, you know, have you gotten all these concepts that we talked about down packed in your mind? Do you respect your body? Do you respect yourself? It's so much more that goes along with that for a girl because you want to protect them. And it's just a different game altogether. And needless to say, my daughter is not dating yet.
Well, I think there definitely is a difference. In my experience, and again, talking nieces and nephews, I'll start with my sister's children. My sister has 4 boys. And the reason that she and I have been so involved in having that dialogue with them ourselves is because their fathers are not in their lives. And we knew that conversation had to happen. So I do have more experience speaking with boys versus girls. Of course, being a young lady though, I can draw on that and my experiences for my nieces. But for my nephews, I was pretty blunt. I was pretty blunt about all of the preparation you need to make if you believe that you are ready to have sex, using protection, all of the STDs that are out there, AIDS and how real it is. I was just very blunt. I honestly believe my nephew that is 21 now, I want to say he was probably about 7 or 8 when I had the conversation with him. And I honestly think I scared him to death, but that's okay. I was okay with that. And I think I'm a little bit unique in the fact as well that I have a family, this is just how my mother raised us. I have a family where no subject is ever off limits. And that's good and bad because it doesn't matter who's in the room, no subject is off limits. And that also makes it a little easier to establish and maintain that trust between the adults and the children, and then to segue into those conversations when we have to.
Absolutely.
I have encouraged my daughter to talk to me about boys. Just recently I told her, I said, listen, you know, I know that you're gonna like boys. I know that that's a natural thing. I said, you do not have to hide it from me. You know, I'm your best friend when it comes to boys, but I'm gonna tell you what's really best for you when it comes to that. And she gave me a great big hug, and she hasn't talked about any boys that she liked, but I felt like maybe that was a little bit of relief off of her shoulders, because she's like, you know what, this guy's not a Neanderthal. You know, he's gonna be understanding and compassionate about it. There was a time when she was younger, and you know those little balls on the Christmas tree? She took some of the balls off the Christmas tree and put it in her shirt to make it look like boobs. And she didn't do this around me, but she did it around her brothers. So, you know, sincere told on her. And she's like, no, I didn't, no, I didn't. And, you know, I noticed at an early age that she already realized, you know, there's certain things I'm not going to do around daddy. And my daughter actually was in kindergarten, and she said that she had 2 boyfriends. And she said one was white and one was black. My ex-girlfriend recorded her phone conversation. with my daughter. And then at the end of the conversation, she says, "Don't tell daddy." Okay? And she played that for me, and we laughed about it for a while. Eventually, it was revealed to my daughter that I heard it, and I knew it. So, you know, I'm hopefully optimistic, you know, but yeah, we still got a ways to go.
You know, I remember a story that my son told me. He had been invited to a party. Now, this was the same weekend where he was supposed to be going to an amusement park, which he loves. And so, you know, of course, mom calls me and says, "Hey, listen, I don't know if you're aware that, you know, he was supposed to be going to this amusement park. He's choosing to go to this party instead." Oh, what type of party is that? As we began to talk, you know, it's a party. So now it's time to have one of those talks. And, you know, so I'm at work and I call him and I say, "Hey, you know, what are you doing?" "Oh, you know, just playing video games. It's about 2 in the afternoon on Saturday." "Oh, so do you have any plans this evening?" "Oh, well, yeah, I got invited to a party." "What's her name?"
Kayla.
Oh, yeah, you see, but I think the most important thing that I hope he took away from it was, listen, when you get there, I want you to introduce yourself to the parents, thank them for having you over, you know, greet the young lady, thank her for inviting you to the party, relax, have a good time, and if you feel like anything is awkward, just relax and tell one of your favorite jokes. And he called me back later at work after the party was obviously over before I got home from work. And he said, Dad at work, I told some jokes and everyone was laughing and the girls love me." And I'm, you know, so we have to deal with this. But I think, you know, the most important thing is they feel comfortable enough to share those stories because at one time or another, they're gonna stop sharing those.